So we're kind of just, uh, pulling pairs out of here in my collection. I haven't actually done a collection video. It's not something maybe I would want to do. I kind of just want to, pull pairs out as they come to mind and just kind of share, as they come along. But, the stories are great, and Double Down is actually, going over some things that, he remembers from the shoe game and stuff like that. So I just think it's a really nice reflection. So yeah, here we got the playoff 12.
So when I see this exact shoe in this exact colorway, so always been a shoe fan. That wasn't necessarily a Jordan fan, but I respected him, the way he played the game and what he did for the game. And this is the shoe. When I see this, that's what I think of. I think of him in the playoffs. Just on a different level, not just skill-wise, just his mindset, his intensity, his will to win. Like he would not accept losing. And this is the shoe. When I see the shoe, that's what I think of. I don't think anyone's had that type of intensity since. Kobe's probably the closest. But when I see the shoe, that's what I think of. What he did for the game. He pushed. Forget about shoes. Just his manner of playing, his mindset, that his will to win was kind of like Jerry Rice in football. Just would not accept losing. Trained harder than everyone else. It's not always skill. Sometimes it's your heart. And Jordan's heart, man, hasn't been anything like that. And this shoe, that's the emotions it evokes when I see this. Because I think about that.
Yeah.
Let alone the design, and there's no branding on it. There's no swoosh. I mean, you got the Jumpman True, but on the side, I mean, it's a black and red shoe, but immediately everyone knows what it is.
Yep.
So this was the first colorway, right?
Yeah.
When it came out. So I remember going to World Foot Locker. See, this is when people started figuring out when shoes were coming out. A lot of times before that, you would go in and say, "Oh, there's a new Jordan," or "Oh, there's a new Pippen." But probably, I would say after the 11, people started anticipating releases. There's another one I waited for. Man, a lot like the Concord. The color blocking is just so simple. It's a black with a white upper and a little bit of gold. But this, like little decisions like that, like if I was designing that shoe, I wouldn't think to put yellow. And then like on the bottom with the, with the L, which is why it's called the taxi. But just little designs like that make me appreciate. That's why I think shoes are art, because just little touches like that means so much. Besides, 20 feet away, seeing someone walk with a big black and white shoe, but just the design, with the rising sun and almost like crocodile type look here, and then the yellow spots. I just really appreciate. It's like art to me. That's why at home, I have all my shoes out and I want to look at them, because it just reminds me of all that stuff. But they just feel different, the OGs.
Yeah, we were talking earlier that the shoes again were a thicker cut leather, like they use that full grain leather, man. And were you saying that term was like not plasticky? And then I kind of said, well, they didn't sugarcoat it. So.
Yeah, it feels, and I'm not saying, oh, this is how they should feel. I'm just saying it's a different feel, and I understand probably why they had to do it, and that's fine. But the younger kids, if you ever get a chance, Sneaker Show, wherever, if you can, find someone that has a big collection, has OGs, go just feel them. The way they were constructed, the leather, man, you'll talk about why this is why people are really excited about the remastered.
Yeah.
Older guys, because we remember this, just the way they feel.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, the remastered series next year will be, up to par. I'm definitely going to have to, get my hands on some pairs to kind of do a comparison. And I will do that at that time, when that time comes, because I do want to see the differences, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are curious to know, to see the differences in it. So, yeah, these are the OG Air Jordan 7 Bordeaux, and then just below that are the hairs. But yeah, original from '92, dead stock, unworn. Just as if you picked them up at the store and.
I mean, look at that. That's why that's what I love about Jordan Brand pushing envelopes, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm not an artist. I'm not very artsy. I can't draw. I can't create, but I really appreciate the stuff they do. Looking back, you may not always like what they do, but I always appreciate them thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? Somebody should do a video on sneaker smells because
No kidding, man.
you know when you pick up an OG and you smell it,
Yeah,
it's way different than the
is.
stuff now. Like
it smells like leather.
it smells vintage.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the shoes now, they just smell like glue.
Yeah, true.
We're probably gonna feel like
We're
two old people ranting.
Hey, whatever.
But, you know,
I remember when.
but you know what? When you've lived in both eras and you've experienced it coming up, like
Look, you can see the laces and the fingers, people. I don't know what that means.
yeah, let's get a close up of that. Yeah, like I mean, what was I saying? Fuck it.
No, it just smells vintage.
Yeah, I mean, it smells vintage. It doesn't smell like
It smells like materials, not chemicals. If that makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah, it smells like materials. Like you smell the rubber and the leather. You don't smell the glue and whatever else they put in here, man. The blood of innocent children, however they put these shoes together. Yeah, it just smells. I don't know. I imagine going into like a craftsman shop or something where they make their own wallets or whatever, and this is probably what it smells like.
There you go. Like, you know, we were talking about card collecting just a little while ago, and you know, when you walk into those types of shops too,
Yeah.
it smells like a card shop.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
you know, you get like a lot of memories just come back whenever I like walk into those types of stores. You have that feeling where like, yeah, I'm here, I've arrived.
You know what's crazy is the OG so vintage, it almost looks fake. Like you don't see this anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like people talk now about like quality or whatever. I mean, to me, this is what I remember. How old are these?
92.
90. Oh man,
1992. I was 12.
22 years old.
Showing our age, but you know, most people will get there.
Oh, they'll be there too. You know what's funny is, and it may be out there, I just haven't found it, but have you done any research or on the forums, has anyone talked about what is the proper way to store, especially older shoes that have leathers, not necessarily the mesh type stuff now?
You know, I've experienced with that a ton, and let me kind of show you something real quick, because this is how I used to store my sneakers. You know, I used to put that stuff in the box. Then I found out later on that, you know, silica packs actually dry out your shoes.
They take too much moisture out?
They take too much moisture out. You know, you gotta do this. You gotta let them breathe sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and
Especially with this type of paper.
yeah, and depending on the models too, like, you know, these are polyurethane midsoles, so these, I'm surprised, you know, they're still firm. I can probably wear these out right now. I won't do it, but you know, I could probably wear these out right now, and they probably won't crack. You know, I have some pairs in here in my collection that they have soft midsoles. Like for example, you know, this is an Air Jordan 4 white cement that's got major cracking. So you kind of have to be delicate with this one, but
Oh man.
it's got major cracking, man, and you know, something from 92 to 99, like, and I've stored them all the same way. When I found out that, you know, that moisture, or the silica packs, you know, they dry up the shoe, and then I saw that pair started doing it, I started taking those things out right away. So I just kind of leave them in the box. I leave them in the box. Most people before then, they used to Ziploc them.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that.
Ziplocs. You know, anytime you're removing oxygen and or air and moisture, I think you're destroying the shoe. Really.
Yeah, I think what you said is key. You have to let them breathe.
Yeah, and you know, heat is a other factor too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Light.
that's why I was telling him before we got up here that I always try to keep my rooms clear, cool and stuff. So have the AC on all the time. Yeah, 99 was a good year too. So
These are beautiful. Just simple, right?
yeah.
Like the white, the gray, and the black, but then throw some speckle on the gray to tie it into the black. Unbelievable.
Like here.
It's crazy how that kind of evokes emotions of people. You know what I mean? It's not just a couple of people. It's pretty. And I understand for some people it's rarer than a Jumpman, so that's why they want it. But for me, like, it was big back then when they switched from the swoosh to the wing logo to the Jumpman. Because that swoosh still is. It's everything. So to see that on this shoe, for someone who lived back in those days, I mean, that takes it to another level for me.
Yo, what up, y'all? So I had to step out of the house real quick because I got that package in the mail, and it was actually a trade that I did with somebody over Twitter, and it was just a size swap basically. But anyways, what I wanted to do here was just close out the vlog and just thank Double Down for coming up all the way from Fresno up to Stockton, which is about, you know, a 2-hour drive for him. So just really thankful for him to you know, come along, and you know, I'm glad to like share like the collection, and you know, just to see like how his reaction was to everything. It was just very humbling, and yeah, that was pretty cool. Thanks again, Double Down, for coming down, or coming up. Keep saying that, but till next time, man, take care.